If you'd like to see more of our videos, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today's March 16th, 2020, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, later today as the day progresses, we will have G7 meetings, and it's going to affect all the Forex symbols because it's going to include all the major economic powers of the world that they're going to be discussing this coronavirus outbreak. Okay, now this pandemic has caused ripple waves over the past 3 weeks in the markets. It has not ceased, okay? Very scary stuff happening in the world right now. In fact, yesterday, the United States actually over the weekend cut its interest rates. The Federal Reserve cut its interest rates to ease some sort of banking system to give people a chance, okay, in case of, if there's failures to pay mortgages, if there are failures to pay employees, etc., etc., etc. So the whole world is reeling from this phenomenon right now, okay? But looking at the markets, let's look at the specific markets. The British pound tanks, okay, to 123. We're going to take a look at that. And looking at the Dow Jones, it tanks after these Fed cuts interest rates over the weekend, as it had a short squeeze last Friday over 2,000 points on the upside, and now actually selling off over 1,000 points in earlier trading, and it's halted. Now looking at the commodities, gold and oil both flat, while the stocks, I expect them to continue trading with the greater index. Okay, we're still in emotional trading mode right now. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So just give us a perspective. We're going to try out here with a monthly chart of the GBP USD just to give us a perspective of it. And you can see we're right here at that bottom range at this 123.65-ish, getting closer to this 121. That is our low. Remember, we're looking at a weekly chart here, a monthly chart, just to give us perspective. So we're only about 250 pips away from that. So I hope this actually will show us a bottom soon, because it does look quite ominous. Okay, looking at this chart, you could see we're very close to it. Okay, a real full tankage. I'm jumping in the Euro USD, also retraced a little bit, but bouncing right here. When we look at the Aussie USD on its lows of 61. Okay, so everything really retracing against the dollar. I mean, look, we have to look at a monthly chart to give us perspective of this, and this is a new yearly low for the Aussie USD. Now jumping into the other home currencies, let's look at the USD ZAR just to give us perspective. We broke that 1536-ish resistance level. Again, since we've done that, we've gone to our highs of 1641 against the dollar. Now we hit a high of 1694, which is an all-time low for the ZAR versus the US dollar. Okay, so just be aware that these trends may continue. These frightening trends may continue as this coronavirus actually unfolds. Jumping into gold, we're really unchanged here. 1545, not bouncing, okay, which is adding some fuel to the flame here, which is getting us even more nervous, because it means that even gold, which is regularly a refuge for investors, there's not much refuge here. So with that said, if we do break this 1526-ish level, we could surely see going back down to 1456. Now jumping into oil, it's flat. Okay, now I expect this to start picking up when the world starts picking up, but let's look at this as a time horizon. This hit Wuhan in December 31st. Okay, they've been in quarantine for about 47 days. Okay, and they're now just coming up to speed. So we're hoping, since this is affecting the rest of the world, maybe a month and a half later. Okay, so we're in mid-February to early March, let's say. So I hope by May this will start picking up by the rest of the world, and we'll see things going back to normal. Okay, I hope. Okay, and that the deaths hopefully are contained, and these quarantines are actually helping. Now jumping into that Dow Jones, this is what I'm talking about. It's a monthly chart. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. And you know what, let's even look at a 1-hour chart. Okay, now we had this gap down earlier this morning with this news that the Fed rate was going to actually cut the interest rates. We had this nice short squeeze. This is 2,000 points. I mean, looking at the markets last week, they weren't trading in points. They were trading in hundreds. Okay, and just one lot is $500. Okay, so in an instant, okay, I'm talking about seconds, you could have made $2,000 to $3,000. Okay, just with these massive kind of moves. All right, and it's just been very volatile. So just be very careful about it. Now we look like we're posing below this. Now this has been halted at this area. It's not changing further down because you see the price is not changing. It's been halted, and it will open up and it will test these lows again. And I imagine we're going to even go lower, okay? I would even imagine we go down to the 16,000, 15,000-ish area because we still don't know what the outcome for this will be. So just be aware of it. Might not happen today, might not happen tomorrow, but as the news unfolds, it'll continue to get weaker. Now, last Friday, we had that short squeeze, and all the stocks kind of squeezed up. Okay, looking at Facebook here, kind of quote-unquote rallied, okay? But that's going to be all gone today because of what's happening. Many stores are closing. Apple is closing down most of its stores in order to contain the virus. Disney is closing down its amusement parks and its stores in order to also contain its environment. So that we have not seen the ripple effects of this yet. Okay, Apple just surging here to 274. Amazon also surging a little bit, and Netflix also going up. But this is all going to actually not have seen the worst yet. Okay, JP Morgan actually mentioned last week that one of their personnel in their New York office was actually seen to be positive of coronavirus. Okay, so there's a lot more cases out there than what's being published, obviously. All right, so we do have to take some caution into this. Expect volatility. Expect the fact that we may go further down, okay, before we see some light to the end of the tunnel. Okay, so just trade responsibly. Again, that's the best word of advice that I could tell you. Make sure you have stop losses in place because these markets are very volatile. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day and to keep healthy. God bless.